Start the first presenter. I call upon the first presenter, Mr. H.M.B.P. Ranaweera, lecturer in Information Technology, Department of Business Management, University of Rajarata. Please, can.
Good afternoon to all, dear chairperson Fernando and others. This is my research topic, perception on credit cards for e-payments in e-government service in Sri Lanka. Why I selected this topic is actually this e-government in Sri Lanka is a very emerging area in our country, and actually in an e-government there are so many things because we are discussing regarding the paperless world, paperless government. So the paying methods are very, very important in this area. So I selected this my research interest was focused on this area. So a presentation outline like this. Actually, under the introduction, I can highlight these points. Technology. Here, actually focus to so many the meanings for this word. ICT. Actually, here I focus ICT related technologies. Technology has changed everything and created new environment, and people expect quality and quick services from private and public sector due to the advancement of the ICT. People actually every day expect quality services and quick services because at the beginning private sector adapted to this area. So now government sector also now going to adapt it, and most of the government organizations now using this technology. So people now experience the getting benefits of this area. So people expect most quick and quality services from the government too. So the government too has to use this technology to offer services. If a government use ICT applications to offer its services to people, the government becomes to an e-government. Why? The government use these advanced technologies to offer their services quick and short time because of and in a quality manner. So that kind of government we can call as e-government. So in an e-government environment, secure and trusted paying methods are needed because people should know what happens when they pay their payments such as utilities because they are paying electronic way. So people should have secure methods. So credit card has become imperative means of payments among the public and e-government services. There are so many e-payments methods, but when we consider in our country, we can find credit cards are the popular among others. So according to the Central Bank data 2013, the credit card usage has increased. Gradually the use of credit cards has increased. This evidence Central Bank. This growth will be largely attributing to the improving credit card payments infrastructure, because now we can see so many institutions. They are financial sector, the banks, private sector, or government sector, and other institutions. They are issuing credit cards, so people can afford these cards and use daily purpose, daily transactions. The research question like this: are there any potential to use these trends as an imperative means for e-payments in and e-government service in Sri Lanka? Because the electronic paying methods, there are so many. Among them, credit card is popular here in Sri Lanka. So, is there any potential to use these trends to further enhance the e-government services in Sri Lanka? That was my research question. So the objectives of this study were to identify antecedent conditions to the perception on credit card for e-payment in an e-government environment. That was the first objective. Second one, to provide some motivating and encouraging factors for policymakers to go further enhancement towards the concept of e-government in Sri Lanka. So with that, with those objectives and past literature, I formulated 5 hypotheses. Based on the relevant literature, 5 hypotheses were built up as follows. So these are the scholars. They are actually they have shown so many attributes. If one by one I can discuss Davies, and I'm not going to discuss these because I directly go to my hypothesis. H1 is the first hypothesis. There is a positive relationship between card holders' attitude and credit card holders' perception towards e-payments. Actually, so many scholars, they have shown the positive attitudes. They can, if the people have positive attitudes to use credit cards, so the perception, there's a perception's positive way. So second one, there's a positive relationship between credit card demand and card holders' perception toward e-payment. If there's a demand for credit cards, that can be actually motivate the perceptions to use credit cards for e-payments. That is the second hypothesis. Third, there's a positive relationship between cardholder demographic characteristic and credit card holders' perceptions towards e-payment. Demographic, especially age, education, occupation, like that. If the people have good education and the young age, when we consider the age, young people tends to use these modern e-payment methods. So I formulated this kind of hypothesis based on the literature. So the fourth one, there's a positive relationship between card holder satisfaction and credit card holders' perception towards e-payment. If the card holder has more satisfaction using these modern payment methods, so they tend to use the use for the e-payments. So the final one, there is a positive relationship between cardholder experience. Actually, if the cardholders has a more satisfactory experience, if they know how to use these modern payment methods, their perception is positive for the e-payments. So based on those hypotheses, I can have this kind of conceptual framework. Actually, somewhat little bit unclear. I think the font size is not enough. So sorry for that. The methodology. Among the 554 banks branches, 10 were selected by convenience sampling method, and 15 respondents were selected from 10 branches. Actually, I consider in Colombo area. So when I go through the availability of the banks, I can found this number of branches, actually private and public sector. So among the branches, 554. So I selected 10 branches. Then each branch I took 15 respondents. Then our total was 150 respondents, especially card holders. then